In today's world, influence isn't just about armies and governments. It's about power, soft, sharp, and strategic. From the boardrooms of Beijing to the streets of Lagos, we uncover the hidden forces shaping our world. Welcome to Alyavac, where we decode the real stories behind the headlines. Africa, a continent rich in history, culture, and natural resources. But today, Africa is more than that. How Africa became the new battleground for global powers. Africa, a continent rich in history, culture, and natural resources. But today, Africa is more than that. It has become the newest battleground, not of bombs or soldiers, but of global power and silent influence. China is building cities. Russia is sending weapons. The United States is giving aid. France is still holding on. Everyone wants a peace. But the question is, why now? And who really benefits? In this video, we dive into the strategies, the motives, and the future of a continent that has become the world's most desired player on the geopolitical chessboard. Why Africa matters. Africa is home to over 1.4 billion people. By 2050, 1 in 4 people on Earth will be African. That's not just population, that's power. The continent is experiencing one of the fastest urbanization rates in the world. Cities like Lagos, Nairobi, and Kinshasa are becoming mega metropolises. With 60% of its population under the age of 25, Africa holds not just numbers, but potential. A young, dynamic workforce, untapped digital markets. Africa is also seeing a boom in technology and innovation. From fintech startups in Nigeria to drone delivery services in Rwanda, the tech space is flourishing. Mobile penetration has skyrocketed, allowing millions to access banking, healthcare, and education through their phones. And more importantly, Africa holds something the world can't ignore: resources. Oil in Nigeria, gold in Ghana, lithium in Zimbabwe, cobalt in Congo. The key to making smartphones and electric cars. Add to that uranium, diamonds, iron ore, and more. Africa is not just the future, it's the engine of the future. In short, to control the future, the world needs Africa. China's influence. Let's start with China. Through its massive Belt and Road Initiative, China has invested billions into African infrastructure. Highways in Kenya, ports in Djibouti, railways in Ethiopia, stadiums, hospitals, and even parliaments built by Chinese engineers. On the surface, it looks like development, but there's a deeper strategy. Many of these projects are funded by loans, and when African countries can't repay them, China takes control of key assets. This is known as debt trap diplomacy. Critics argue China is creating a new form of economic colonialism. Supporters say China is the only country investing where the West refused to. In countries like Zambia, debt repayments to China consume a large portion of the national budget. In Uganda, the main airport deal with China sparked controversy over sovereignty. At the same time, China is expanding its media presence, with CGTN Africa and training programs for African journalists. It's not just economic influence, it's also narrative control. Whatever side you're on, one thing is clear. China is positioning itself as Africa's builder and landlord. Russia's strategy. Now let's talk about Russia. Unlike China, Russia doesn't build roads. It builds relationships through security. In countries like Mali, Sudan, and the Central African Republic, Russia has sent in private military contractors, especially the Wagner Group. They provide weapons, training, and support in exchange for access to minerals or political leverage. This is Russia's low-cost, high-influence model. Russia also uses disinformation tactics. Pro-Russian media and social media bots target African audiences, promoting anti-Western sentiments and portraying Russia as a friend of Africa. At the same time, Russia is also engaging diplomatically, hosting Africa-Russia summits, forgiving debts, and presenting itself as a partner not bound by Western rules. While Western influence declines in parts of the continent, Russia is stepping into the vacuum, quietly but effectively. The U.S. and its role. The United States has long maintained a footprint in Africa. mostly through military bases, aid programs, and diplomatic missions. AFRICOM, the U.S. Military Command for Africa, operates bases and missions across over 20 African countries. Meanwhile, initiatives like PEPFAR have helped fight HIV/AIDS and malaria. The U.S. has also invested in education and entrepreneurship through programs like YLI, the Young African Leaders Initiative. But American involvement often comes with strings attached. African nations are asked to commit to democratic reforms or align with U.S. policies, compared to China's no-questions-asked investments that can feel restrictive. In recent years, the U.S. has tried to catch up, hosting the U.S. Africa Leaders Summit, promoting trade via AGOA, and offering counterterrorism training. But for many, its approach still seems outdated, shaped more by competition than partnership. We'll see you in the next one. France's fall. Let's not forget France. A former colonial power, France once held deep control over Francophone Africa. But that influence is crumbling. In Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, French troops have been told to leave. Military juntas have taken power, pushing anti-French and pro-sovereignty narratives. In these countries, French flags are burned. Russian flags are raised. The people demand a new path. This isn't just about policy, it's emotional. To many, France represents a colonial past that refuses to die. And it's not just politics. The CFA franc, a currency still tied to the French treasury, is under attack. Critics argue it limits true financial independence. France is struggling to redefine its role, and its past might be too heavy to shake. The rising tide. So what does this global competition mean for Africa? It means the continent is no longer passive. It is the stage, the prize, and sometimes the pawn. In Congo, foreign corporations control most cobalt mines. In Ethiopia, civil war dynamics are influenced by foreign powers. In the Sahel, proxy wars are fought with foreign agendas. But Africa is not voiceless. Journalists, activists, and leaders are pushing back. Movements like Pan-Africanism, AFCFTA, African Continental Free Trade Area, and tech ecosystems are empowering homegrown solutions. Social media is also shifting narratives. From Nairobi to Accra, young Africans are telling their own stories, countering stereotypes and demanding accountability. The question is, can Africa win its future back? What's next? Despite the chaos, there is hope. A new wave of leaders and thinkers is rising. From tech hubs in Rwanda to environmental movements in South Africa, Africa is finding its own path. Some countries are refusing to take sides. Others are creating regional alliances, boosting intra-African trade, and investing in homegrown solutions. In education, innovations in e-learning are closing the gap. In health, African scientists are building biotech hubs. In agriculture, smart farming is transforming how food is grown. The African diaspora is also playing a key role, bringing skills, capital, and influence from abroad. In the end, this battle for Africa is not just about foreign powers, it's about African power. Africa must choose wisely, not who to partner with, but how to lead, because the future of Africa will not be bought or borrowed. It must be built by Africans for Africans. Thank you for watching. If you found this video valuable, hit like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Tell us, is Africa being helped or hunted?